I've played over 6 hours of Assassin's Creed Mirage so far, thanks to Ubisoft, who invited me to their Bordeaux studio in France, where I was able to meet the awesome development team, as well as sit down for a one-on-one with Sarah Bellew, the narrative director, and ask her some of your questions that you recently asked me in the comments in some recent AC videos I just made, where she shared some awesome info that hasn't been released anywhere else at the time of recording. And let's talk about that straight away, because one of the first questions I asked Sarah, which Scather and Black Knight also wanted to know, was will there be an Ezio Revelations outfit in Mirage that we can equip in game? And awesome news, because Sarah told me with a big smile on her face that there will indeed be an Ezio Revelations outfit coming to the game. And at the time of our interview, this answer was actually off the record, as she wasn't sure if I would be able to tell you all this. But going back and forth with the Ubisoft team over the last week, who have been great, they did confirm to me that the costume of Ezio in AC Revelations will be available as part of the Ubisoft Connect rewards that is coming to Mirage, but they wouldn't tell me when that will be released. Now, this outfit was actually found in the game files in AC Valhalla over a year and a half ago by Pedder, so we've been wondering as a community if it was actually ever going to be included in an AC game at all, because it actually hasn't been included in any AC game released since Revelations. But now we have official confirmation, so it will be in Mirage alongside the Altair AC1 costume outfit, which will be available as well in the Ubisoft Connect store, and I would certainly expect both of these to be released before Christmas. And speaking of the store, I also asked Sarah about this as well, thanks to a great question from Viva Star and Rogan, or otherwise known as Down Under Choo Choo, in our Discord, invite below by the way, where they asked if there will be a weekly Redder or Opal exchange shop system in Mirage, just like we've seen in Valhalla. And further to that question, will there be any store items or any MTX armor sets available for people to purchase in the Animus store if they want to? Well, Sarah was kind enough to redirect me to the Ubisoft comms team here, as she wanted to ensure that she was giving me the correct information, with the comms team kindly confirming to me that Mirage will not feature any hard or premium currency in-game, and the store page in the game's menu will be used for tracking unlockables and redirecting to first-party stores. Now, that's a solid grey answer there, but when I was testing the demo in Ubisoft Bordeaux, I noticed that the store menu was available for me to access, which was then subsequently not available on the remote test I had back in the UK 4 days later. Now, while I was in Bordeaux, I checked with the team if I could record the store items in my own captured footage, and to my surprise, I was allowed to do so. However, at this particular moment in time, the time of I'm recording this for you, I'm not allowed to show you these store items in this video, but I do believe I may be able to do so soon. But what I can do, according to the current Ubisoft embargo guidelines, is discuss what is currently there. And it is important to note here that this is subject to change, and I did not see any sort of pricing or commercial information here. In fact, the only things that I did see is the pictures of these 2 armor sets and 1 weapon pack in the store in the same artistic and marketing display as you can see here from past Valhalla Helix armor sets. Now, the first armor set is called the Fire Demon Pack. The second is called the Jin Pack, just with a J, not with a silent D. And the third is a weapons pack called the Lightning Weapon Pack. And I really wish I could show you or tell you or describe more, but I really can't at this stage. Trust me, I have been going back and forth about this. But just know that the Animus store is back for this game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more armor or weapon packs released before Christmas. Now, my next question to Sarah was about the black box replayability missions, thanks to Jabak and Donut, who asked this in our Discord again. And it's a good question, because there's been a lot of differing takes and ambiguity on what we can and cannot replay here in this game over the last few months. And thanks to Sarah, she did confirm that black box missions will not be replayable due to the current Ubisoft Anvil engine not being able to allow this to actually work. But she did kindly go on to say that there is a way around this that players should know, and it's one of the reasons why the team has introduced multiple slots for manual save files in the game. This means when you're about to start a black box mission in game, you will know it's about to happen because a cutscene plays before each one, which is then accompanied with an on-screen warning. And this is the moment where you would want to then manually save the game so you can then reload back to that black box manual save later down the line and then try different routes or tactical options to experience a different black box stealth experience. Of course, it would be great to run up to some sort of flashing orb in game to replay the mission once it's completed, but loading a save is what the devs are suggesting we do here if we want to replay them over and over again. Now, if you're enjoying the video so far, please do leave a very swift like down below. So thanks very much for your support. And if you've got a question about Mirage, please do leave a comment at the end of this video, because I'm going to make a follow-up new video answering as many as your questions as I possibly can about this game, as Ubisoft have kind of given me a free rein in that regard. I just can't show a lot of footage essentially. So get your questions written down below in this video and I'll try and squeeze them in that next one. Now, if you haven't played Valhalla, you may not know that Basim was introduced early in the game via a meeting with Sigurd and then went on to play a significant role in the game's storyline. And some of you asked great questions about the connection between Mirage and Valhalla that I then subsequently asked Sarah, and which I also know she really appreciated, with Yorchi Maru asking the question if we will understand or see how Sigurd and Basim meet and how that connection from Mirage to Valhalla will actually happen, with Sarah saying that the team have made a very clear bridge between both games that we players will experience, where it is clear how Mirage ends and how the start of Valhalla and its story begins. So there is a transition in between these two stories that we will see play out in Mirage. And then this is when I thought it was a great time to ask Sarah Encal's question from our Reloads Discord again, who asked if this is the last time we're going to see Basim in an Assassin's Creed series, or will we see him in future AC installments, with Sarah saying, quite frankly, she doesn't know, but she did offer us a teaser by saying that the team have a bunch of things in the mix at the moment, such as the book coming out about Roshan, where there will be some surprises in store if we're interested in Basim. So we'll have to wait for that to come out on November the 7th, I think it is, off the top of my head, to know a little bit more. And we already know that we'll start Mirage with Basim as a street thief. In fact, I played this first quest at Bordeaux, where he's trying to join the Assassin's Brotherhood, which was a really fun quest. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think of that. But Dennis, also in our Discord, asked if we will learn more about Basim's family in the game, such as his childhood before he became a street thief and the subsequent assassin storyline that we will experience in Mirage. And this was such a great question by Dennis, which Sarah loved, because she enthusiastically said, yes, we will, and used the example of Basim's brooch that he wears on his chest, which, if I just pause and zoom in here for you, this is what Sarah is talking about regarding that brooch, because you'll notice that when you play the game, even if you change your costumes or outfits, this brooch will always be visible, and it has a sentimental importance to Basim because it comes from his childhood house in Samara that's made out of a pottery called earthenware that we will learn about in the game, with Sarah going on to state further that the tapestry-like textile design is inspired by her own personal story, where in her own childhood house she had the same tapestry pattern on the walls before she left home. And this is just one example of the level of detail and love, you could say, that the developers have put into this game. In fact, Sarah elaborated further by saying that one of her most recent and favorite things that she learned about the game was some of the world level designers had created some of Baghdad's streets to be exactly the same in terms of design that they used to play on as children when they were growing up. So it's a very sentimental development process from what I experienced and learned at my time in Bordeaux, and expect to see more stuff like this in a game, which is really great news. And another thing Sarah said to expect more of actually is Easter eggs, when I asked her if there was going to be any in Mirage, because that's one thing I love about Ubisoft games, to be fair, and it's the excessive amount of secrets that the devs throw into the world for us to find, and we'll have plenty here in Mirage, according to Sarah. Incidentally, one more storyline question I did ask Sarah is if we will see Odin play any part in this game at all. And let me tell you, even though I couldn't record the video with my camera, the ear-to-ear grin Sarah showed me when I asked her about this question was awesome to see, with her mentioning that she had actually shared my Mirage story theories about Odin and Loki with Jean-Luc Sala, the artistic director, and liked my train of thought regarding Odin, which I will put a link to of that Reddit post down below if you're interested to know more, by the way. But she did say, without spoiling anything, Basim is an existing character in AC Valhalla and of course AC Mirage, and things need to find an explanation about how they got to the point they were in Valhalla, but she said that she wouldn't say what that is or how that happens right now. So even though she didn't confirm Odin is in Mirage, I still reckon he's going to make an appearance, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, I've got even more exclusive Mirage content and breakdowns for you, so do click the video on your screen right now to know more about this game, and hopefully I'll see you there in just a second. I also want to take the time to thank the Ubisoft UK and Bordeaux team, specifically Sarah, for taking the time out of her very busy day to answer all of our questions, as well as Silvia, Calum, Steph, and Whitney, as well as all of the amazing people I met at Ubisoft Bordeaux. I was made to feel very welcome. My additional thanks to Nika for helping me with AC coverage. I think coffee is on all of them, and hopefully I'll see you in that next video in just a second.